Well, let's get some reaction now from the Gauteng Department of Education. Steve Mabona is the spokesperson. Steve, what is your understanding of what is going on here?
Look, I mean, we consulted with the SGB and some of the parents that came into our meetings. I mean, MEC went there twice. For the third time, he was barred, from presenting a report that he wanted to present. And but then still, we were in constant liaison with the school and the SGB. So for us, I mean, a question might arise that why then were those teachers still at the district office for quite a sizable time? We will say, look, they had to undergo counseling, be prepared for them to be ready, because teachers will tell you that they were humiliated, they were threatened with death, they were, they make them feel uncomfortable in that space, but then the parents will then come with their complaints. But an investigation was done. I mean, there's two legal firms
that investigation?
No, teachers were exonerated, and including the principal himself. I mean, the department had to charge the principal, but the disciplinary process exonerated the principal. So the principal went back to school. So we are saying now let the SGB and the community allow those 7 teachers to go back and teach, because they are ready to go back and teach. I mean, they were exonerated, they are allowed to teach. The principal was charged, the disciplinary process exonerated him, he's allowed to be in the school. So
have you engaged from, I mean, the story you just saw, you have community members saying you are refusing to engage. They've been writing letters, they've been asking for meetings, and
no,
you are refusing to engage.
Yeah, that's not true. I mean, we consulted the SGB, we consulted those concerned groups. I mean, like as I'm saying, MEC went there twice, besides our officials. Our officials, the chief director can tell you, I mean, he went there over 4 times, trying to engage. And the SGB refused. I mean, and we cannot really allow anarchy here. SGB cannot tell us who they want, who they don't want, in the school, because we are responsible for appointing those teachers. And they are responsible for appointing SGB posts if they are, available. But they cannot tell us as a department, you must appoint this, you must not appoint this one. And we are very much clear, because the system, gave us an investigative process which was fair, and we had a report which exonerated those teachers out of those allegations that we put there. And same, teachers had to, lay complaints against the principal. He was also exonerated. So it's back to square one. What we are saying here, let the teachers be allowed to go and teach, because they are ready to go and teach. But we said
unprepared to do that.
No, look, we will have to explore other avenues. I mean, that we need we're still considering, just to make sure that we know how we're going to be managing it. But in terms of consultation, we did enough. But we can't go to people who, when we come into a negotiation, already they have a position that this is what you need to do, and nothing more will happen. So
schooling is being disrupted, and that is what is the problem now.
According to
where to next? Because you need to do something.
According to our officials, schools was not disrupted. They were just waiting there at the gate, waiting for those teachers to come. But we are saying those teachers must be allowed to go into a class, because the teachers that are replacement teachers that are continuing to teach there now, they are not on contract. They don't have any paperwork which has to do with us as a department. Definitely, they are right, they are correct when they say we're not going to pay them, because we are not going to pay them because we don't have a contract with them. They were on a month-to-month basis, and they know. They can't say our officials went there with a notice to say we are terminating. They know that those teachers were on a month-to-month basis contract. And we had, as a department, an opportunity to say, go notify them, we terminate their contracts, because it was on a month-to-month basis.
So as you and I are speaking here now, there is nothing, there is no process that you may be engaged in to try and deal with that situation. You're just going to take it as it comes.
No. Like as I'm saying, we're exploring other avenues, but if an opportunity prevails that we probably need to go back and sit, we'll do. But we're saying we can't be dictated at. I mean, people can't tell us that, okay, this is what is going to be happening, and it's either this or nothing. I mean, that's not a negotiation. So if we go to them, what is it that we're going to do there? Because they're saying we don't want this, and when we go there to negotiate with them, what is it that we're going to get? So hence we are saying we need to explore on other avenues. What is it that is there for us to explore if we can't be on the table, with them?
But the situation may just turn violent. Then what?
No, look, like as I'm saying, you explore other avenues and see on what is it that you're going to be moving forward with. But in terms of consultation, honestly, we really need to be honest here. We consulted with that community and the SGB and those interested in the parties there. And it's quite amazing that people will say we did not, and they wrote to the MEC. MEC did not. MEC went there twice, met with everyone. And the last time he went there, he was actually barred from presenting. And our officials were sort of, one might call it a kidnap, but they said it's not. But if people say you're not leaving this room, I don't understand what will that be. But at the ultimate end, I mean, that presentation was made by our officials to say this is the position of the department. And moving forward, we really need to accept on what has happened and move forward. Because we can't be saying the principal was accused of things that he did. He was exonerated. Then we accept that. Teachers were accused of things that they have done. They were exonerated. Then we can't accept that. How come?
So we're going to leave it. Thanks very much for coming through. Steve Mabona from the Gauteng Education Department.